Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm about to leave for work, but I need to film my July and August wrap up real quick. I only read 5 books in those 2 months. I've been kind of in a reading slump, and if you didn't know, I moved across the world. I now live in South Korea, so I've been a little bit busy, so 5 books is good. However, some of the books were not great, so there's that. But we're gonna get on into it. I have my journal of my notes because some of these I might not even remember. Who knows? Hopefully I have a better reading month in September and like get back in the reading mood, because right now I've just been watching a lot of TV and haven't been reading. Also, when I moved to Korea, I didn't bring any of my books with me. I read on my Kindle now, and so since I don't have the physical books, I'll have to like post the pictures right here, which will be fun editing. Also, ignore my background. I have still not finished my apartment. I need to get things to hang on the wall. Air fryer's right there. It's fine. We are thriving. But yes, so let's start with the month of July. The first book I read in July was Shine by Jessica Jung. Jessica she was in the like huge big K-pop group Girls' Generation, which is like iconic. So she wrote this book, and it is about a girl who is Korean American, and she is a trainee to become a K-pop idol. And if you don't know a lot about if you don't know a lot about the K-pop world, I would not recommend going into this because it has such a negative light on the K-pop world. I just really did not have the best time reading it. So I have, it was fun reading a K-pop book, but a lot of it just made me really sad. And I know a lot of it is based in truth, but like some of it was just too much. And maybe that is how it is for some people. I don't know if this was personally Jessica's experience entirely, but it was just like really sad. There was a lot of like girl fighting and girl hate and just like the intense brutality that they go through in the training, which I know training life in K-pop is just kind of horrific in some aspects, but this book really showcased all the negative sides and like none of the positive sides, and there definitely are positive sides, so it was hard to read about just because everything was negative. And then also for the ending was so bad. Like there were so many unresolved issues. I finished it and I was like, I still need so many questions answered. There were so many plot points that were introduced and then never resolved. So I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars, but I should probably lower that because it was just like not an enjoyable experience. The next book I read was From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So this was like her surprise book. So basically it follows this girl named Poppy who is this maiden. This is a fantasy world, and basically the maiden can't have any relations, can't like show her face, like she has to wear a veil. She's basically like this like sacred virgin in this world that's been like blessed by the gods or something. So one day she decides to she's kind of rebellious. She doesn't really want to be the maiden because it was kind of chosen for her, and she doesn't get to like live her life basically. So she goes out to like this scandalous pub place, and she ends up kissing somebody, which the maiden is not supposed to do. And it turns out to be this really amazing, like incredibly hot guard that's new at the castle that she lives at. And oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, this book, I can't even remember how long it is, but the first thing I have written down in my journal is that this book is way longer than it needs to be. It could have been a lot shorter, but still, like, nonetheless, I absolutely loved it. Let me tell you, like, this is like new adult, okay, not young adult, any of that. It's like there's some steamy scenes and they're really good. I really enjoyed this book, and just like the relationship between Poppy and Hawk, chef's kiss, incredible. Also, if you don't know, there are vampires in this book, and I really love all the vampires and like the vampire lore and how it was done, because there's like different kinds. I loved it so much. I love Poppy and Hawk, and like the way this book ended was like so jaw-dropping. You were like, I need the next one. So I absolutely cannot wait to read the next one. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars instead of 5, just because I did feel like it was a bit long. But yes, 4 stars, loved it. And the last book I read in the month of July was My Summer of Love and Misfortune by Lindsay Wong. And I gave this one 1 star. I would have given it 0 stars if that was a possibility. Let me just like read what I have in my notes. It's very short. It says, One of the worst books I've ever read. I think this is the worst character I've ever read about. She is selfish, narcissistic, and hypocritical. She is disgusting. She thinks everyone owes her something even though she's the toxic one. Yes, okay, so this follows a girl. Can't even remember her name because I cannot be bothered. And she is Chinese American, and I literally feel heated talking about this book. So she lives in America, and like her parents have done all these things for her to have a great life, and she's literally the dumbest character I've ever met. Ever. Like, she is so dumb. I can't even fathom how dumb you could be. And she has this party and she drunk drives, disgusting. And she ends up being sent to China because her parents want her to like discover more about her Chinese heritage and kind of like become a better person, which doesn't work. Like, she is still at the end, I don't care, like the redemption arc came way too late. She is terrible, she is toxic, she is spoiled, she's disgusting, she's just a horrible person, and this was an absolute waste of my time. I buddy read this with Katie from Katie's Book Nook, and we both absolutely hated it, so we suffered together. So yes, I would definitely recommend not ever reading this. If you own it, just get it out of your life. You don't need that negativity in your life. Anyway, moving on to August. In August, I only read 2 books, and I read those books in the first 2 days of August. So like, I had a good start, and then on August 4th, I moved to Korea. So like, I had to get those books in, or I knew like I wouldn't read anything. So the first book I read in August was Rebellion by Cass Morgan. This is book 4 in the 100 series. It is the finale of the 100 series. So this book I wasn't completely sold on. I think that it was kind of unnecessary in the series. I was so tired of things like constantly going wrong. Like, at the end of the 3rd book, we were all happy. Well, sad happy, but like things had resolved, everything was fine. And then suddenly there was this new issue that like was not even hinted at. So like, I was just tired of everything going wrong. Also, you know, the main ship in the 100, Bellamy and Clark, not sold on them, don't really care for them, don't really like them. My favorite character was Wells, and if you know the series, you know, like, he just deserved better. But yes, I gave this one 3 stars because like the 100, it reads so quick and it's so entertaining, but like this one was probably just the most unnecessary one. I don't know if it was my least favorite, but maybe. But yes, 3 stars. All right, and the last book I read in the month of August was The Awakening by L.J. Smith. This is book 1 in the Vampire Diaries series. If you don't know, the Vampire Diaries is my favorite TV show, so I wanted to start reading the books because I've heard that there's a lot of changes. I will say the changes that the TV show made the stories so much better. Like, as I was reading, I was like, the change in this part or in this character or something in the TV show just makes the story more cohesive and just more entertaining. So I really like the changes the TV show made. Also, if you don't know, Elena Gilbert is like the worst character of all time. I don't like her. Like, in the TV show, I don't like her, but the book made me hate her more. Like, TV show Elena is sunshine and daisies compared to book Elena. Book Elena is just like, disgusting, cannot stand her. I also don't like Damon and Stefan's backstory in the book. In the TV show, it's a lot better. That changed. So the change in the TV show is definitely a lot better. I don't like the original backstory. Also, freaking Elena in this book, she literally said I love you after one conversation, and like, I am totally one of those people that believes in love at first sight, but the way it happened with Elena and well, I don't want to spoil. The way it happened with Elena and whoever, I like don't like it, don't care for it. I might continue with the book series just because I want to know, and it's just like guilty pleasure. Also, I just am so interested in the different changes and stuff because I love the TV show so much. So I will definitely confidently say the TV show is a lot better than the books. But what did I give this one? I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So like, it was fine. But yes, those are the books I read in the month of July and August. Hopefully I am able to read more in September. I have so many books coming out in September, so many vampire books that I want to read, and I'm really excited. Y'all know how I feel about vampires. But yes, that is it for this video. It is my first book video in South Korea. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!